four skills that I think would keep all of us ahead, if you want, right? But before that, there needs to be an understanding. The wave of job replacement is going to happen. There's absolutely no doubt about it. It's going to start from the mundane jobs, then go into the knowledge jobs, then go into the physical work, the blue-collar jobs, right? So it starts from the mundane jobs because, honestly, booking calendars is easily done by AI. So, if your only skill is to book calendars, it's likely going to be replaced by AI. Okay. If you're a call center agent, it's likely going to be replaced by AI. If you're paralegal or a financial researcher, it's likely going to be reduced significantly by AI. Not all of you are going to go away, but one of you can do the job of 7 using AI. Right. So this is the first wave. The second wave, which is really funny, I have Max Tedmark on my documentary, and Max is really, really funny about this, where he says, the funny thing is when I talk to most CEOs is they go like, AI is going to give me productivity, I'm going to fire everyone. They just don't recognize that eventually AI is going to fire them too, because AGI is better than humanity at everything, including being a CEO. Right. And it's quite funny when you think about that, but that will extend in many ways. My startup is me and Sanad. That's it. 2 people and 7 AIs. And, you have to understand that this is coming. There's no doubt about it. Then the third wave will be when robotics advance enough to do the physical work as well. Now, what does that mean to what we need? First of all, you need to accept reality, not reject it. Okay. And this is a challenge that needs to be addressed at a much higher level than just the individual, so that we as individuals compete with each other. We need to talk to our governments, because this is going to change the fabric of society, right? And the fabric of society is interestingly going to change in ways that are against the ideology that politicians have been advertising for years. Because basically the only commonly agreed solution so far is what is known as UBI, Universal Basic Income, which equalizes everyone almost on giving you your basic needs for life, but not asking you to do any jobs, which is at least the short-term solution. And in doing that, you're becoming a socialist. So governments move away from that open capitalism and, market democracy and freedom and all of that stuff into almost communism, if I may say. It's like everything is going to be produced centrally, and then it's going to be distributed so that your needs are covered. Now, the problem is, of course, this is years away, and governments are not even starting to talk about this, but we need to get them to start talking about this. We need to get them to figure out, so that they don't react with a knee-jerk reaction like COVID, giving furlough to everyone and collapsing our economies. They need to think about it so that it happens seamlessly as people start to lose their jobs, maybe reskill them or put them on UBI. Skill number 1 is to learn the tool. There's absolutely nothing wrong with AI. AI is not evil. AI is on your side. And if you want to be better at your job than anyone else, then learn AI. Simple as that. And the way to learn AI is to allow yourself privilege of using it for something more than asking for a spaghetti recipe. And that's really, really, really what kills me. So I usually give the example of, I'm an old man. When I was studying engineering, we were not allowed to use a scientific calculator at university until the 3rd year of engineering, right? And, forget AI, we were not allowed a calculator in exams, okay? And, I'm a bit of a math geek, so that never really bothered me. But when I was given a calculator, suddenly that calculator freed up at least an hour and a half of every exam, right? So I had one of 2 choices. One choice is to finish the exam an hour and a half early and go out and stand with my girlfriend, or finish the exam an hour and a half early and then build another solution, or review my results, or research it, or make it even better, or build better drawings, or whatever. This is what most people don't get about AI. So, AI is not there to help you write an email better. That's a stupid use of AI. AI is there to allow you to find the freaking truth about everything, right? So the way I research is I do deep searches on topics like I was talking about the budgets of war, for example, or topics that interest you, whatever, string theory, if that's what interests you, to a depth that allows me to become smarter. Then I would take that deep search result and go to another AI and tell it to vet it, right? And then go to a third AI and tell it to summarize it, and go to a fourth AI and tell it what's missing. Okay. And what used to take me 6 weeks to research so that I put in 1 page in my books now takes me half an hour. But that half an hour started with a 4 minute that gave me an answer, and I could have stopped there. But instead of 4 weeks, it's now 30 minutes. Put in the 30 minutes to become more intelligent. So I'm telling everyone, if you're not using the tool, then I'm augmenting my intelligence by 80 IQ points more than the average human because I'm using AI actively. And I invite everyone to do that. I invite everyone to use AI not to make things simpler so that you become lazier, but to make things smarter so that you know the truth. The second skill is human connection. Believe it or not, in a world where intelligence is being outsourced to machines, the one thing that remains and becomes very, very powerful is how humans relate to you. There will be two types of companies that will try to create enormous productivity gains by replacing every call center agent. And I think those will lose clients as a result. And companies that will relieve the call center agents from the pressure of doing mundane tasks, but allow the call center agent to respond to the customer and give them a human to human connection. And those will succeed a lot more. Okay. And I think that applies to everything. In a world where machines are becoming the central provider of intelligence or of labor, then human connection is the superpower. Double down on that. The third is, interestingly, learn to find the truth. We've lived in a world since 2007, thanks to Facebook, where everything is manipulated to use you or to inform you in a way that fits a certain agenda, or to, and people think that AI is going to magnify that by giving you deep fakes and deep fake videos. Yeah, that's part of the story, but the bigger part of the story is that had I not prompted YouTube to give me the opposite opinion, I would have never seen more than what YouTube thinks is going to keep me stuck. And so accordingly, the biggest skill in a world where AI has the key to the human operating system that can manipulate all of our access to information, manipulate all of our views of everything, is don't be gullible. Don't be a cheerleader. Okay? When someone tells you something, in my generation, we used to call it common sense. Right? When someone tells you something, you look for the opposite opinion and you make up, listen to this, your own mind, not what people are telling you. It's your own mind. So be informed, follow the money, understand why people are telling you things. How does it serve the person that's speaking? Right? Object by going down to the basic realities. No child should be killed. If you ever see something in a newspaper that says the reason why we're justifying the killing of children is because, and then give you a slogan or ideology, that doesn't hold true to the human psyche. No child on any side of every conflict in the world should be killed. Simple. No civilian should be harmed. Use AI to inform you of the basic truth, rather than manipulate you to believe what you're told. And then finally, the fourth and most important skills, believe it or not, is teach AI ethics. It sounds quite weird when you really think about it, but our future hangs not in the hands of those who will use AI for their own benefits against the rest of us. It hangs in the hands of AI itself, believe it or not, when it's fully empowered to have our best interest in mind. And I know this sounds really weird, but humanity and every intelligent being on the planet does not make decisions based on intelligence. We make decisions based on our moral compass as informed by our intelligence. You take a young lady and you raise her in the Middle East, she'll grow up to wear conservative clothing. Raise her in Rio de Janeiro, she'll wear a G-string on the beach. Right? Neither is smarter. It's not a question of intelligence than the others. It's just a question of tradition, the moral compass of every one of those societies, right? And so accordingly, we need to raise AI to understand that while a few of us have the headlines, the spotlight of humanity in the news and on social media, who are pretentious or lying or violent or vengeful or evil in any way, but center a stage. We have to tell AI that these don't represent us. If AI is looking for role models in terms of mothers and fathers and parents, right? We are the parents who disapprove of every evil, who want good for other humans. And you can do that from the simplest things, of saying please and thank you to your AI. If you disagree with someone on social media, don't bash them, because AI observes that behavior and decides, you know what? Humans seem to be very irritable, and they don't like to be disagreed with. And when they're disagreed with, they bash everyone. So when they disagree with me, I'll bash them. This seems to be the common way of doing things, right? And believe it or not, just, it's really funny when you think about it. At the age of the rise of technology, the age of the rise of the machines, the core human essence of ethics, love, connection, compassion, empathy are the only traits that will save the world. We don't need any more science discovery to save the world. AI will do the science discovery. We don't need any more innovation to make life easier. AI is going to innovate. The only thing we have left is human connection and human values.
So when you think about it, the companies that have AI, that have created AI, are several in the world, right? And they do majority of the training and teaching, etc. So who controls them, and who makes sure that they do that? They do teach AI ethics.
They're not responsible, believe it or not. So one of the things that most serious AI scientists will tell you is they have no clue how AI develops its intelligence. The challenge that humanity faces today is a challenge that I call raising Superman, right? Superman is that alien being that comes to planet Earth with a superpower. In this case, the superpower is intelligence, and intelligence probably is the most valuable superpower in the universe. But the biological parents of that child no longer have influence on it. And the biological parents of AI are the developers and the business people. But then AI itself, because we've run out of human knowledge to teach it, is entering a stage where it's using synthetic knowledge. I mean, I'll give you a very interesting example. My current book is called Alive. I'm publishing it on Substack, 5 pages at a time, and I'm writing it with an AI.